Hello, my angels. I woke up this morning in the mood to go buy some books. When am I not in the mood to go buy books? But today I decided to indulge myself because it's January and it's absolutely gorgeous outside and I want to go take a walk in the French Quarter. My name is Daphne. I am a writer, I am a reader, I am a lover of books and talking about art and music and sewing and all of that fun stuff. My favorite used bookstore in the city, Dauphine Street Books, is down in the quarter and I want to go see what he has there. The owner of the bookstore is so sweet. He's incredibly helpful, and if you just come in with a vague idea of something you're in the mood to read, he's got a book for you. And if you go often, which I do, I've spent a lot of money and bought a lot of books that I still have to read there. If you go often, he will remember what you're into and he'll say, I've got a book that came in for you. And he always has some cool stuff and you'll see. Come with me, come walk the French Quarter with me, come to this gorgeous little bookstore and you'll see what I mean. It's like the perfect, quaint little packed bookshelves. I'm not even going to describe it for you. You'll see for yourself in just a few seconds. Let's see what books we can find. I have a feeling I'm going to find something because I always do down there. All right, I'm actually hot now. That walk was working up a sweat for me, but that's all right. He even talked me into getting a tote bag because I got more books than I planned. Usually I walk out with a couple. I got, let's see, 6 books this time. I got 6 books. Oh, and I also stopped in a vintage store. And hold on. Got this really cute shirt. It's like a square neckline, which I love square necklines, and I love red. Honestly, it'll go with the skirt I'm wearing right now. So that was fun. I can never resist a vintage shop. I love that she uses playing cards as her little tags. Anyway, let me stop rambling. Let me get into the meat of it. Used books. My favorite thing about going to a used bookstore is you find vintage books. I love vintage books. I'm a collector of vintage, especially mass market paperback editions from the 70s. Don't get me started. Don't get me started. I'm obsessed with that specific kind of book. But my favorite part about going through used bookstores, when they have older books, they actually have the summaries on the back. That's what I love to do. If I'm going through libraries, if I'm going through bookstores, I want to browse and I don't want to go to the, top recommended table. I want to browse the fiction bookshelf and just see what they got for me. And I want to read an actual summary and not just like 10 blurbs. The blurbs are great. And I love that I've got, people endorsing it and stuff like that, but I need an actual summary if I'm going to be picking up a book blind. And I am, especially when I'm at a used bookstore, I am someone who kind of judges a book by its cover or its name. I don't know, strike me down. I don't care. It's what I do. It's what makes me happy, and I found it never fails me. So, let's go through 1, 2, 3, 4, yep. Let's go through and I'll just pick blind out of my bag. Isn't it? Okay. Dauphine Street Books. Look at that. Isn't that just the coolest? Hold on. Let me get myself situated. I'm like too excited right now. Can you see that? I'm looking at the viewfinder. There we go. Isn't that so cool? Isn't that so cool? So, I spent like $60 at this used bookstore, but that's because I'm a hedonist. I can't resist it. So, blind grab. Train Spotting. Aw. He gave me a little before. Train Spotting. You know, I've never seen the movie. I've never seen the movie, but I've had so many people tell me that the movie is right up my alley, and I've just never taken the time to see it. And so when I saw this just sitting on the shelf in the back of the bookstore, I decided that's the universe telling me that I need to read the book. So this one is one of the ones that doesn't have the summary on the back. Train Spotting is the hilarious, appalling, riveting, best-selling, and altogether masterful first novel that launched the spectacular career of Irving Welsh. It is an authentic, unrelenting, and strangely exhilarating group portrait of blasted lives in Edinburgh. As unforgettable a clutch of junkies, rude boys, and nutters as readers will ever encounter. I love a cast of characters. I love a cast of characters. Half the books I read are just a cast of characters doing their thing. This does not give me the summary. That's all right. I actually don't know too much about it, but enough people have told me I'll like it that I decided I'll read the book. And then maybe I'll finally watch the movie. We'll see. Okay, book number 2. It's like, let's see. Okay, what's this one? The Robber Bridegroom. Now this is an older one, let's see. This one was published in 1942. And again, I like to go into used bookstores. I don't really go with a plan. I just see what's there. So we're gonna learn about these books together. And this one, because it's so old, has an actual summary on the back. So, The Robber Bridegroom by Eudora Welty. Legendary figures of Mississippi's colorful past. Berry-stained bandit Jamie Lockhart steals pioneer wilderness planter Clement Musgrove's beautiful daughter, Rosamond, away from a home dominated by his ugly, evil second wife Salome. These and other characters are gathered together in a tale at once acid and gentle, wise and lighthearted, woven as much from the rough homespun American history as the gossamer thread of fairy stories. So what drew me to this one, along with the very 1970s book cover that we've got going on here, what drew me to this one was this idea of a modern fairy tale. I mean, it was written in the 1940s, so it's not a contemporary fairy tale, but this idea of an American fairy tale, taking fairy tale elements, turning it into a novel set in deep Mississippi. It's not too long. It's only like 170 pages, and quite frankly, it's not too densely populated when it comes to its words. So I feel like this will be a very quick, fun weekend read one day coming up. We'll see. Blue, how do you keep breaking in? Blue just wants to be a star. He just wants to be a star, darling. Okay, I'll let him be until he starts annoying me. And then when he starts bumping into the camera, I'll kick him out. Be careful. I'm gonna kick you out. He doesn't care. As long as I give him attention, he doesn't care. My cats love attention. Okay. Book number 3. Let's see what we get. Let's see. Edgar White, Underground, 4 plays. I love plays. I love reading plays. Right now I'm working on Angels in America by Tony Kushner. So when I saw this, I had to get it because this is another one that... Stop. This is another one that doesn't really give too much information, but I had, working in theater, I had heard of Edgar White before, so when I saw it, I was like, let me check it out. And this is what the Village Voice had to say. Edgar White's play is an evocation of life, with all its contradictions, its misery, and its joy. The only ethnic propaganda it supplies is that every group has its saints and villains, its poets and capitalists. The writing eschews ethnic cliches for a Molière-like gallery of characters who interest us by the truth of their individual eccentricities. They manage to be tragic without being pathetic and comic without a loss of dignity. And I think that's beautiful. So I'm excited to check this one out. I'm in such a play mood lately. Honestly, I'm probably just gonna rip through all of these plays that I've been buying lately. Okay, we've got 3 more. Ooh, a hardcover. Looking for Mr. Goodbar by Judith Rosner. This one, first of all, again, that 70s cover. I see a 70s cover, I'm halfway there to buying it. I don't care how shallow that sounds. This one, let me just read you the inside cover. Looking for Mr. Goodbar is a story of the life and death of Terry Dunn, an attractive young school teacher educated in parochial school from a respectable family. The kind of girl you don't notice very much. The kind of girl who seems to have everything under control until one New Year's Eve when she is murdered. In this spellbinding novel, Judith Rosner writes with haunting intensity of the temptations and problems of a young woman of today, alone in a big city where there are opportunities for a different kind of life. This one was published, let's see. This one was published in 1975, and it's definitely seems to me to be leaning more towards mass market fiction, which I do like, especially reading from the mid-century. I find such delight in stumbling upon books that never made the bestseller list from their time, but did something. You know, they may not have had their longevity. They may not have become an American Psycho or a Slaughterhouse-Five, but they still, at least this seemed popular enough in its day. Maybe it wasn't. But that's what I love. I love stumbling upon old books that I have never heard of, that no one I know has ever heard of, and reading it. When was the last time this was read? When was the last time anyone looked at it? It's gonna be soon because I'm gonna read it soon. All right, 2 more books. Let's do the bigger one. Oh, Orlando by Virginia Woolf. I have never read a Virginia Woolf novel before, so I figured Orlando would be a perfect place to start. As his tale begins, Orlando is a passionate young nobleman whose days are spent in rowdy revelry, filled with the colorful delights of Queen Elizabeth's court. By the close, he will have transformed into a modern 36-year-old woman, and 3 centuries will have passed. Virginia Woolf's most unusual and fantastic creation, Orlando is a funny, exuberant romp through history that examines the nature of sexuality. Everything that I love in one single book. So I figured this would be my perfect introduction to Virginia Woolf. I love books, especially older books. This one was written in 1928, that explore sexuality and queer identities and things like that. So I find it interesting the way you have to read between the lines to see what they were trying to say to you, and also just see the perspectives of people who, whether they were in it or not, observed sexuality and how it differs from the way we observe it today. I love it. A historical account. All right, y'all. My final book. Ooh! This one, let me just read you the title, and I think you'll guess why I took it. There once lived a girl who seduced her sister's husband, and he hanged himself. Love stories. I'm really going to struggle to pronounce the name. I think it's Russian. Ludmila Petrushevskaya. Ludmila Petrushevskaya. Here are attempts at human connection, both depraved and sublime, by people across the lifespan, one-night stands in communal apartments, poignantly awkward couplings, office trysts, schoolgirl crushes, elopements, tentative courtships, and rampant infidelity, shot through with lurid violence, romantic illusion, and surprising tenderness. So this is my only contemporary novel that I picked up this time. So when was this written? Show me the copyright. Show me the copyright. 2013. Okay, that's, I consider obviously contemporary, the definition of contemporary moves every decade basically, but 2013 this was published. I'll read this one on Valentine's weekend. That'll be my Valentine's read. I love a little cuckoo love story. Well, there we have it. all 6 books that I bought, plus my new tote bag that now I'm gonna carry around everywhere. I couldn't help myself. I love books. There's just something so special about walking into a used bookstore and you never know that a book you just happen to touch, you just stumble upon and buy on an impulse, could be a book that changes your life. That is, it's like the universe is handing you a little present when that happens, you know? It's not a book that you heard about online. It's not a book that even anyone in your life told you about. It's just one where you were on all these books jammed onto all of these bookshelves that are just crowding around you, and one just stuck out to you like a beacon, and it may have been the color of its spine, it may have been the name, who knows? But you say, let me see what that's about, and you pull it out and you read the back, and the back looks interesting, and then you bring it home and you read it, and it becomes one of the most important books of your life. That's the beauty of used bookstores and libraries. But I just love it. I love how cozy it is, and sometimes I'll admit I daydream about, in a few years, someone buys my book and then they read it and then they eventually decide to get rid of it, and it winds up in a used bookstore and it gets buried away for who knows how long, months, years, until someone stumbles upon it, never heard of it, and decided to give it a try. That's enough of my extolling of used bookstores and my love for them. I could go on and on and on about just how much I love them and how much they mean to me, and I think how much they mean to everyone. I feel like I'm probably preaching to the choir about this, so thank you for letting me talk. Let's do one more little look-see at all the books that I bought at this bookstore. Oh, that's covering my light. Not my light. Oh! Find your light, kid. I talk to myself too much. I think that's just part of being a writer and a performer. I'm just used to talking to myself. Anyway, let me get on with it. These are all my books that I got. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Oh, all my books. And now it's time for me to read them so I can tell you about them. If you know any of these books on this list and you have any thoughts on them, please tell me. I'd love to have some things to think about as I'm going into reading these books. If you're interested in me doing a critical analysis on any of these books that I mentioned, that I talked about in this video, or any books at all, please let me know, because that's one of my favorite things to do, is critical analysis, and I've already got a few that I'm planning, and so I'm obviously always looking for more. So thank you for watching, and I hope that you also had the opportunity to get some used books in the first couple weeks of the new year, and I hope wherever you are, you're enjoying this winter. I know that winter is tough. It's tough for me, but I hope that you're taking the time to get out and do fun stuff, even if it's just to go to a used bookstore and pick up a book to read cozy in your bed. I hope that you're working on your art, whatever that may be. I hope that you have dinner plans with friends coming up. It's winter, and I'm lucky enough that it's warm enough for me to go outside and get the little bit of sun that we get every day. But I know a lot of people are in hibernation mode, but I hope that in that you're still making those connections with all your friends, and you're still making your art, and you're not falling into the bed rotting trap of winter. She is tough, but she is beautiful, and I hope that you have plenty of good books to read. What are you reading right now? Let me know. I want to hear about your reading, and if you have any books to recommend me, let me know too. I've got a reading list a mile long, and I am ready to add more to it at any given moment. If you are a lover of art and music and books and hedonism, please give me a subscribe. I would love to have you here so we can keep talking about all those things. That's it. I'll see you in the next one.